Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We're gonna continue week 13 do content reviews, and we're gonna continue with NASCAR Refresh project. And this time we're gonna stop by Gateway, also known as the Worldwide Technology Raceway, but everybody should call it Gateway. And it's like the original name, and it's a name that's been around forever. And this track opened up in 1997 and hosted a couple IndyCar races, and then hosted NASCAR at Bruce Steers races, and also the truck race through the 2000s. And I grew up in St. Louis, so I used to go a couple races at Gateway as a kid, because that was like the only way I can watch NASCAR back then. And it was like 30 minutes away from my childhood home, St. Louis area. So I had some really good, really fun memories of this place, going to the Bruce Series race, and I think I also went to the truck races throughout the mid 2000s. And then we got that famous Gateway finish in 2010, and then I believe the previous owner shut down the track, and it was kind of left to rot for a couple years, and then another ownership took over. And then I think iRacing scanned the track shortly after the new owners took over in like 2014, and still got like that abandoned look to the painting, to the walls. But you're able to at least run the Gateway on the old service. And yes, I'm saying it right. It's the old service at Gateway from like 2014 or something like that. And then around they start bringing back the NASCAR races, the truck races, back in like mid 2010s, and then IndyCar eventually came back in like 2017. They get like testing at this track, and the old circuit was falling apart, so they kind of completely redone the pavement of this place. They completely repaved it, and so that's why we got the rescan. This is actually a rescan, because the old service no longer there, and we'll have the old service for 8 years at this point, so it was way behind time to resurface this track, and we scanned it. I mean, not reserve it. I mean, I'm talking about rescanning the track. It was like way behind the time for that, and I believe they also added a couple more safety features to make it able to host NASCAR races again. And then, the Cup Series race that came back here for the first, I wouldn't say come back, I'm sorry. They came here for the first time ever in 2022, and it was a sold-out race ever since. So it's been pretty big success to have races at Gateway for NASCAR. And then this year, in 2025, they brought back the Infinity Series cars for the first time in 50 years. Since that famous finish that happened in 2010 between Carlos Edwards and Brad Kowalski. I still can't believe that happened, by the way. It's 50 years later. I believe that hill is a landfill. And then, of course, this place also kind of on the sketchy side, of a river. So, alright, well, we are gonna try out the new service. And we're gonna run with the Infinity Series car, because we ran this combo a couple weeks ago. We had pretty good finish, but yeah, I think it was actually like 2 weeks ago we ran this combo at Gateway with this car. So that's why it's pretty familiar pretty fresh in my memory. So we're gonna do this and have some fun with this, with the new service here. Try it out. Not just the new service, but also all the new logos. That building had been retouched. We got the 3D grass. It's not very obvious, but I believe there's a 3D grass here. It's very short. And then another, I think there's like more pavement back here. And they also finally shut down the access road. That was kind of like making this rear wall angle on the best stretch. That was making it really dangerous. So they closed that, and now it's like completely flat. And then we got this really difficult corner. Yeah, there's 3D grass, but the curbing is still there. That corner is always hard to find grip. But since this is a resurface, so also kind of got like that 3D cast fence, which is making this, you know, have the more modern look. Yeah, there's way more grip to this service than the old track. Like, way more service. I'm sorry, way more grip is what I meant to say. But you still have to, like, manage your throttle in this car. Still have to really manage that. Alright, see how much we can throw this in now. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to go for the spin here. That's alright. At least, you know, I'm being honest about trying this scan now for the first time. I ain't had any practice. I'm kind of learning on the run. But that's how you're supposed to do, like, these review. You're learning this on the run. You're trying to give the honest, you know, your honest first impressions. Anyway, with the old scan, they're kind of like breaking right at the end of this inside walls here, and you're kind of like mentioning your gas a little bit, and it's roughly about the same location when you go back to full gas, and then you're like starting to brake a little bit before that caution light. And you're supposed to kind of like diamond this corner a little bit. But I do feel like there's way more grip with this service than the old service. Which makes a lot of sense. Because, you know, we're talking about the service that is still like only like 8 years old. Comparing to service that was, I guess, almost 20 years old by the time it was scanned it for the first time. And I feel like this is a lot more smooth, so it still feels like it's a fresh track to me, even though the service always been around for 7 years now, 8 years now. Kind of throw in a little bit deeper here. See what we can get. Kind of missed the corner here. Still gonna be a fast lap for me. I may reset the course shortly, get fresh tires, and run it for real. I really missed the corner here. Yeah, I'm gonna reset this course so we can go run some harness laps. Alright. Let's do a couple more laps with fresh tires. Kind of feel it out a little bit. I kind of like this version a little bit more. I think it'll be a little bit more racing the last update, the last service, but it's also, it's probably gonna lead to more wrecks. I don't know, we'll see. But you're definitely staying in the fourth gear in that turn 3 and 4. And then you're kind of like going really deep here and then really brake. Yeah, this is a lot faster for me. Yeah, this is way faster. Squeezing out all the little seconds. I'm gonna try one more thing here. Just throwing them a little bit deeper. Feeling this out. Missed the speed by a little bit there. That's alright. That was a good couple laps. Alright. Good run, good run. Alright, let's turn all this off real quick. And then we'll run, you know, follow the car on the camera. So this was my fastest lap. I kind of threw the car in and I downshifted to the third gear. Not sure if they're doing that in real life, but we already downshifted to the third gear in that corner. It's very small and tight. And then you got this corner that is slightly bigger. We really blasted down this straight. Oh yeah, they updated the flash stand too, which is nice. You got the gateway arch on the flash stand, so that's really nice looking at this point. Really long looking back stretch too, for sure. And then kind of throw in again, kind of like this little diamond. Kind of trying to hug the curbs a little bit on the way out, and then to put down the power on the way out. But yeah, that was how we gonna do that. And then, all right, we are gonna, look around the track real quick. Let's see. Turn this off real quick. We are gonna turn this thing on here, and then we are gonna, oops. We're gonna, be able to control the free camera here. And I love the reflection that the grandstands are now having. It's really adding to the real sum of, iRacing these days. Very nice looking update, that's for sure. iRacing really did a nice job with this update. And then you got like some kind of Illinois state highway here. I don't remember the number. It's been forever since I lived here. Let's see. Yeah, Illinois 203. And then you got Gateway International Raceway, which is not the real name, but that's what they're sticking with. And then I believe this is the landfill. I do not remember parking lot being a thing back here. But apparently it was when I was a child. When I was a child, I remember parking here. But I could be wrong. This is definitely, the bit interstate. Over here is the bit interstate that go through St. Louis area. Interstate 55 and 70 kind of splitting up in this area. and then you kind of like got East, what would be East St. Louis here, but it's just a bunch of trees. So they really need to add in all these details here, but this will be East St. Louis. And then you got, the Mississippi River here. And in my opinion, I think iRacing kind of missed it, not putting in the Gateway Arch. Sorry, I'm coughing a little bit. But this is what they did with the city of St. Louis. I understand that they're trying to keep the graphic performance. They're trying to be honest with their graphic performance, which is fine. But I think we're really missing the Gateway Arch. The Gateway Arch from this distance here. But that's just my opinion. You can see the Gateway, the racetrack here. And then you can see the city of St. Louis over here. So that is kind of a bummer, but it's not a big deal to me. As long as, as long as you're seeing everything from the track the way it should be. You got the dragway here. It's apparently very popular drag racing event here every year. And then you got the Gateway, which is really not got that much going for outside. But the building here is pretty nice, at least. You got the grandstand, you got the press box here, and you got the control room here. I think all the spotters are up here on top of this building as well. Here, I think this is shit I believe this is shit that, PA people and the scoreboard people and all that. The scoreboard is still kind of like old school style. And then of course, when Gateway opened up again, they add in like this go-kart track and field. So when the track is not when the bit races are not happening, they can still at least do like the go-kart races. So there you go. We are not a lot to add beside what it has said so far. I don't know what this thing is, but it's not a lot going for it. We got the garage here, but the garages are not super impressive. I don't even know where the Victory Lane is at this track. Where's the Victory Lane? Or do they celebrate on the front stretches? The front stretch at each races. They probably do. We got this, flat stamp here, which is really nice looking. But yeah, after everything, this is a pretty awesome update to Gateway, bringing it into 2020s. So there you go. That was it. Sorry. Yep, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching this. I know these videos are a few days late, but hopefully you are still enjoying this review. Thank you very much. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, all that jazz. Thank you very much. I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.